Let's do it. What's going on, everybody? It's Marcello back from Toyota World, and thank you to Maple Toyota. I've got a 2022 Corolla Cross LE all-wheel drive and a 2021 Toyota RAV4 XLE non-premium to review for you guys. Side-by-side comparison, what everyone's asking for. But before I get ahead to it, let's not forget to smash this video with a thumbs up, and of course, subscribe for constant cool videos of your favorite Toyotas. Alright, before I go over any specifications in terms of dimensions and so on these two lovely vehicles, I'm going to just do a quick walk around so you guys can feast your eyes on, first of all, the beauty, and second of all, the difference. I will go over specifications, length, width, height, and so on. But I'm pretty shocked to say that, you know, in terms of size, here it is, guys, side by side. It's not drastically smaller, the Corolla Cross, and the RAV4 is not drastically larger. Guys, check out my 2022 Corolla Cross review that I just posted recently. I'll put a card up here in the video, but let's get right to it. Okay, let's start with the all-new 2022 Corolla Cross that I've got here in white. So, what's cool about it? Well, a lot of things. For one, any model that you go with for the 2022 Corolla Cross comes standard with a wireless phone charger. Now, the Corolla Cross features a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, puts out 169 horsepower and 151 pound-foot of torque, which we'll go over what the RAV4 puts out in just a second. And this lovely 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine on the RAV4 puts out 203 horsepower and 180 pound-foot of torque. The Corolla Cross stands 176 inches long. That's from nose to rear, 176 inches. Versus the RAV4 at 181 inches long from nose to rear. Now, what about the width? Well, the width of the RAV4 is 73 inches wide versus the Corolla Cross, which is, are you ready for it? Take a guess. 73 inches wide. How wide is the Corolla Cross? 72 inches, guys. That's right. It's only an inch difference in width from the Corolla Cross to the RAV4. Wow. Okay, here's where the RAV4 gains a little bit of size, and that's in terms of the height. So the height of the RAV4 is 68 inches, so it stands 68 inches tall, versus the Corolla Cross at 64.9 inches tall. Now, one might ask, how's the ground clearance versus the RAV4 and Corolla Cross? Well, surprisingly enough, so on the RAV4, you've got about 8.5 inches of ground clearance versus the Corolla Cross at slightly less, 8.2 inches of ground clearance. Not bad. Now, as for the RAV4 in general features, well, you've got to go up to the Trail model to get a wireless phone charger. And in terms of smart key system and push button start, well, you've got to go at least to this model here, the XLE all-wheel drive. From an interior standpoint, the largest screen that you can get on the Corolla Cross is an 8-inch screen versus when you go with the RAV4 and you choose to go with the limited model, you can actually get yourself a 9-inch touchscreen. Now, would you believe it if I told you that this 2-liter engine versus this 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine both tow the same amount of weight? So Corolla Cross, 1,500 pound towing capacity, Toyota RAV4, 1,500 pound towing capacity. But when you go up to the Trail model, and I did do a review already on the RAV4 Trail, I'll put a card in this video so you guys can go check it out, you are upgraded to 3,500 pounds of towing capacity. Another really cool thing in terms of features, guys, and differences between the Corolla Cross and the RAV4. Well, on the RAV4, if you go to the top packages, you can get yourself a memory seat function with ventilated seats, where no matter how high you go on the Corolla Cross, being the XLE, it does not have any memory seat option or ventilated seat option. Not the biggest deal, but just wanted to mention it to you guys. As for your fuel consumption, guys, well, between the RAV4 and the Corolla Cross, they're almost identical. Okay, let's show you some side-by-side comparison on the trunk space. So here's your Corolla Cross, cargo and trunk space. I notice almost instantly that on the Corolla Cross, this floor sits a little bit higher than it does on the RAV4. And also, it's a bit more bulkier here on the edges and on the sides of the Corolla Cross, which leaves you with a little bit more of a narrow feeling to the trunk. Let's take a look at the RAV4. Yes, so here is your RAV4 trunk space. You can see here right away that the opening itself is larger, which comes convenient if you're ever shoving some furniture or a mattress or something in there. And yes, that floor bed is a little bit lower, and you can see here on the walls of the actual rear trunk itself, they're kind of pushed outwards a little bit more. So it gives you a little bit more width here. But overall, guys, pretty good, pretty similar. One more thing I wanted to mention before I wrap up this video is that on the RAV4, you've got a little bit more freedom when you're choosing your exterior and interior color options, whereas the Corolla Cross is a little bit more limited in terms of color selection, but it does come in that really cool cypress color. Well, guys, that's a wrap. I'm going to wrap up this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for constant cool videos of your favorite Toyotas. Take care.